Welcome back to the final video in this Powerapps Excel tutorial series. So although in this tutorial I've used Excel as the back-end data source, it's fair to say that Excel is not the best data source to use to store data. And there are various reasons for this. One of them is that there is a file limitation of 2 megabytes. And this means that you'll be limited as to the number of records that you can access. It's not possible to work with more than 2,000 records in Excel. So you'd be better off going with something like Dataverse or SharePoint or even SQL Server. And in the case of Dataverse and SQL Server, they have a much better security model than Excel. Now I'm just going to go over some of the functions that I've used throughout this course. Submit form. This function sends the data of the record in the form to the data source. And it's best used on the onSelect event of a button. So remember when we went to save the record, we clicked the button and behind that button was a bit of code that said submit form, and then you passed in the brackets, you passed the name of the form. On success. When a record is successfully submitted, the onSuccess event fires. And this is where we can write some code to say that the record has been saved successfully. You've also got an on-failure record, so when the record fails to submit, this event is going to fire, and in here we can write some code as well to say that the record failed. Reset form. So when we're creating a new form, we might want to reset the contents of a form to their initial values before the user made changes, and this is what reset form does. Notify will display a message at the top of the screen with text that you specify. So in the case of on success or on failure, we could display a message there saying the record has been saved or record has not been saved. And to do that, we would use this notify function. Navigate, we use that quite a lot, and what this does is it moves back and forth through the various screens. This item, this refers to the access to fields of a form, control or gallery. So for example, if we want to refer to the first name, we would put this item dot first name. Search is going to find records in a table that contain a string in one of their columns. Lookup is going to find the first record in the table that satisfies a formula. Sort by columns. This function is used to sort a table based on one or more columns. Is blank. This function tests whether a control is blank. So for example, we could say is blank and the text box dot text. So we want to know if there's any data in that text box. You've also got the not operator, which is an exclamation mark, and this is the opposite of is blank. So if you want to say it's not is blank, you'd put that in front of is blank. So that's basically saying if this text box has a value in it. In other words, if it's not blank. The ampersand symbol. This symbol is used to combine text. For example, we could put the first name, an ampersand, and then a space, put the ampersand again, and then put last name. So basically what's happening there is we've got a first name and we're joining it with a space, and we're joining that space with a last name. And to do that, we put the ampersand symbol between the various keywords there. Update context. Now this is where we create a variable to temporarily hold a piece of information. So we put update context, open a bracket, then open a squiggly bracket, put the name of the variable, put a colon, and then put the value, close the squiggly bracket, close the round bracket. Remove. Now we use the remove function within the gallery to remove a row of data. And all we do there is we put the remove function, the name of the table that we want to remove the data from, and we use the this item property to refer to the item that we want to remove. So the current record that we are on. So that brings us to the end of this video series on using Powerapps with Excel. I do hope you've enjoyed it. I've shown you how to create a very basic app where we have a menu screen and we go in and we can show all the records in a gallery. We can remove items, we can navigate to other records, we can update records and save them, we can add new information, we can refresh data, we can search for information and also sort the data as well. I've shown you how to use Excel as the back-end data source, so you can now add records and update them within Excel. I've also shown you how to connect to that Excel data within Powerapps. We've covered a lot of things in this course. So I would advise to take this app now and build on it, expand on it, and learn from it in your Powerapps learning journey. So I hope you got some value from this video series, and do watch out for more videos coming from me very soon. Thanks for watching. And remember, if you want to watch the other parts of this Powerapps Excel video tutorial, you'll find the links just below this video in the description. If you like this video, please click the button to like it, or why not subscribe to my channel. Or you can even download my free Powerapps for Newbies book at www.powerappsfornewbies.com.